A few days back, right in the thick of a heated Capitol Hill oversight session, Texas Democrat Jasmine Crockett completely flipped the script on Attorney General Pam Bondi. She flat out refused to waste a single question on the AG, calling her out for having no intentions of answering anyway, and instead launched into a scorching, no-holds-barred moral takedown. She praised Epstein survivors for their unbreakable courage, shredded the DOJ's priorities, journalist raids over pedophile prosecutions, dropped bombshell facts on Trump's massive presence in the Epstein files, 5,000-plus documents, 38,000-plus references to him, Melania, Mar-a-Lago, detailed how Epstein and Maxwell funneled young girls his way, and accused the whole administration of a blatant cover-up, obstruction, corruption, and constitutional betrayal. She ended by branding Bondi one of the worst attorneys general in history. Bondi snapped back defensively, but Crockett's words landed like fire. If you're following the Epstein transparency battle, this exchange is raw and revealing. Subscribe now and hit that bell because the pressure is only building. Let's get right into it. These hearings can drag with polite back and forth, but Crockett brought zero patience. She started by dismissing Bondi outright. No questions, because the AG had already shown she wouldn't answer straight anyway. Instead, she ran a quick mock Q&A with her colleague. Right or wrong to rape children? Wrong. Kill random citizens? Wrong. Enrich yourself as president? Wrong. Then the sarcasm hit. Thank you, because I probably never would have got that from our witness. She mocked Bondi's legal know-how. Not sure what law school she went to, or what cases she tried, but witnesses usually answer questions, not ask them. And we have this thing called non-responsive when they dodge. She turned respectful for the survivors in the room. Let me address the survivors, because that's who you are, survivors, not victims. Thank you for having more courage and moral clarity in your pinky fingers than the entire Department of Justice. That line alone carried weight. These people sitting behind Bondi, watching her testify while their trauma gets mishandled. Crockett applauded Rep. Thomas Massie for his backbone against corruption, defended her Democratic colleagues from attacks, and slammed the narrative that Americans wanted partisan lies instead of real answers on administration corruption. Then she quoted Bondi's own written testimony, claiming goals to end weaponized justice and refocus on core mission, and called it pure fiction. You've lied about both, and intentionally done the exact opposite. The priorities roast was brutal. DOJ pouring taxpayer money into arresting journalists like Don Lemon and Georgia Fort, raids on homes, rejected cases, threats to protesting students, forcing tech companies to yank anti-ISIS tracking apps while pedophiles and creeps walk free. You're spending more resources arresting journalists than prosecuting predators. She listed dismissed cases, grand juries rejecting charges against senators, Tish James, James Comey, all while the DOJ pushes political prosecutions. The Epstein core hit even harder. Crockett circled back. Let's talk about protecting pedophiles and creeps, because I want to discuss the president and his possible involvement with Jeffrey Epstein. Facts matter. Fact 1. Trump is one of the most named in the files. At least 5,000 documents with over 38,000 references to him, his wife Melania, or Mar-a-Lago. Fact 2. Epstein and Ghislaine Maxwell made young girls available to Trump multiple times. One file shows Maxwell presenting a girl who spent over 20 minutes flirting with him. Another, FBI notes on Epstein transporting a victim to Mar-a-Lago, bragging this is a good one. Crockett clarified, I'm not saying the president is a pedophile, but there's a lot of evidence he's very close friends with a lot of men who are. She called it a big cover-up, with the administration complicit in shielding it all. The accusations snowballed. DOJ obstructing rogue agent murder probes, stealing 2026 midterm voter data from Fulton County, killing the Tom Holman bribe investigation on tape, pushing an unconstitutional $230 million presidential payday, while the Constitution bans extra payments in office. Crockett's closer was savage. You will be remembered as one of the worst attorneys general in history, prioritizing obstruction over justice, corruption over law, fealty to the president over loyalty to the Constitution. Bondi jumped in defensively when her turn came, found it interesting. Crockett didn't condemn Hakeem Jeffries for Epstein-linked money post conviction, touted convictions of rapists and homicide offenders from Texas to Cuba, urged focus on rapists of women sitting behind you that Crockett supposedly ignored, but refused to acknowledge the survivors directly. The chairman cut in on time, interruptions flying. If Crockett's straight refusal to engage and her unrelenting moral fire has you fired up, drop a like immediately. Comment what stands out most: the survivor praise, the Trump file numbers, or the worst AG line. Share this clip wide. These facts cut through the spin and need to reach more people. This wasn't just a rant. It exposed flipped priorities on a massive scale. The Epstein Files Transparency Act demanded full release, yet DOJ missed deadlines by over a month. Partial drops first to allies, redactions failing victims while hiding powerful ties. Global trafficking ring with blackmail potential, yet focus shifts to journalist hunts and political scores. Survivors' courage in the room contrasted sharply with DOJ's evasion. When a lawmaker skips questions for direct moral confrontation and survivor solidarity, it highlights how far accountability has strayed. The hearing rolled with more clashes, but Crockett's segment became a defining moment. Zero tolerance, facts first, survivor-centered. Tough to dismiss when the numbers, 5,000 files, 38,000 references, and examples are this concrete. The clip spread like wildfire. Moral questions, pinky finger courage line, Trump mentions bombshell. If selective justice angers you, share it now. Crockett forced the conversation. No dodging, no games. This battle is far from done. Contempt threats loom if files stay incomplete, or redactions protect the wrong people. Maxwell clemency pushes could reveal more names. Survivors keep demanding real prosecutions, not excuses. Bondi's defensive pivot only amps up the scrutiny. When facts meet refusal, pressure builds. Crockett's declaration sets the tone. History will judge harshly. In those intense minutes, Crockett laid bare the contradictions. Missed deadlines, exposed victims, hidden elite connections, weaponized resources. Not leadership, obstruction. It hits hard because it was unfiltered, survivor-focused, and backed by undeniable details. Victims watch closely. Congress keeps pushing. The fight for truth intensifies. Subscribe right now. Turn on the bell for every update. Next hearings, file drops, survivor voices rising. This chapter isn't closing. It's exploding wider. Share this video, check the related clips on screen, and stay in the loop.